Hello and welcome everyone. Today we're going to be doing my build showcase of Amber. Now, I recently did Lisa and I thought, I might as well follow it up with the other starter character that I have built. I don't have Kaya built, so don't expect that in the future. But we're going to get right into my Amber build. These are the number stats, 57 over 202, which is, I could have gotten like a little bit more crit rate, but like some of the rolls were pretty good, some of the rolls were like pretty eh. She's like always a work in progress because I have the Wanderer set on her, so it's like I can always make it a little bit better if I get better pieces. So that's pretty cool. Not crazy like Elemental Master or anything. I just made her to like, I just went straight for like as she was like advertised, just straight like charged arrow shots. So for the weapon, I have the Skyward Harp on her. Way back in the day, I used to run the Amos bow on her because that's like the only bow I had. That was the first 5-star I had in this entire game. But I pulled the Skyward Harp and I was like, this works a lot better. It you get a decent amount of crit rate and damage, like both of them, so that's nice. That's like really cool to have. And a little bit of extra damage every now and then. That's like whatever. It's like kind of negligible, but it's free. It's added on. I would have been perfectly content with the crit damage and the crit rate on it. Maybe a little bit more crit rate. 22 is kind of low nowadays. But the extra crit damage on top of that, I would have been perfectly content with. As far as I'm concerned, the 60% chance for this extra physical damage, it's like a little bit of icing on the cake. So, you take with it as you go. There's so many different weapons you can run on her. I think the Aqua Simulacra, was it? I think that's pretty good on her. I don't remember the exact effect on the top of my head. Polar Star could work out pretty well. Especially if you build her how I have her built. Like this would probably work out a lot better if you had this on her. But I don't like sharing and Polar Star staying on child. For 4 stars, the Viridescent Hunt's pretty solid because it's crit substat. The effect's not like crazy either, but it works out. And depending on what you go for, like if you go for like a reaction kind of build, the Stringless would be pretty solid. But it depends on what you're going for. For artifacts, I have a 4-piece Wanderer set on her, and got some pretty solid rolls overall. Really proud of this flower. Or not flower. No, I'm really proud of this flower. Somewhat proud of this feather. I wish I had just a little bit more crit rate. Want to roll into crit rate, it would have looked really nice. This I'm thinking about switching out for a Elemental Mastery one and try to go for more bit of reaction, but I'm pretty content with this. But that is definitely an option if you want to go for some kind of like melt or something, vaporize or whatever you kids call it nowadays. If you want to go for something like that, definitely give that a try. And even go for 4-piece of the Pyro set. You're gonna go that route, which is something I considered. It's definitely something you can do. I think it'll work out pretty well, but it's just not something I want to do because it's gonna be really hard to replace this Wanderer set that I have on her because the rolls are just extremely good over like the course of time, and trying to get like a Pyro set to like kind of match this or even outperform this is gonna be quite a bit of work to do. So it's a little out of my way. But if you haven't gone for anything yet, definitely give that a try. I think that would be more fun than this route. Seeing this hat upsets me because I still haven't gotten a better one yet. I'd like to have one with more crit rate on her. Try and get her into like 70s ish with more crit rate on like some of her other stuff. But over time it'll get better. Don't worry. For constellations, I have C6, and the most important constellations are C2, C4, and C6. Everything else is like whatever, but like you might as well go for everything since C6 is pretty good. For the first constellation, you get 2 shots instead of just 1, which is like a little cool because the second arrow is gonna be right below the first one. So if you have a little trouble aiming, as long as you're horizontally correct, you have a little bit of leeway vertically. So since the second one's gonna be like below it, you could like over aim a little bit up or down, and you can hit like a sweet spots a little bit better. So that's pretty cool. But the second arrow is gonna be significantly weaker, but it's free extra damage. So this on top of the effect of the Skyward Harp, you have like all this like extra damage on top of like your main charge shot. It's pretty nice. It works out pretty well. C2, which is important. So when you throw Baron Bunny, you can shoot a fully charged arrow at Baron Bunny's feet, and it'll explode for an additional 200% damage, which is like very strong. The issue is that if you only have her C2, she has one charge, and it has a very long cooldown. I don't remember what the cooldown is off the top of my head, but it's somewhere around like 6 or 7 years. So it's like very much, you gotta look out for that. You're gonna like, you have this little like explosion every now and then, so it's like, it's not too optimal. C3 increases the level of her burst, cool, important. And C4 fixes C2's problem. Or not fixes C2's problem, but fixes like a main issue with Amber is that her skill has too long of a cooldown and it's one charge. So this gives it an extra charge and reduces the cooldown. So you get to spam it out a little bit more. So you get two Baron Bunnies, bang bang. You can shoot them both at the same time, get one big explosion. You can get 2 explosions at the right time, and your cooldown's like running pretty fast. So this definitely is like very important. It makes her extremely fun. And then C5 increases the level of her skill, which is Baron Bunny. And then C6, which is focused on her burst, which when you use it, it increases your party's movement speed and attack. So another route you could possibly go for is you can go for like a burst support Amber, which I thought was pretty cool. I haven't done it yet, but like, I mean, I have like the Noblesse Oblige pieces. I could try it out like whenever I want, but so basically you have a bunch of energy recharge on her, and you can run Elegy of the Wind to get like the buff from it, since you have like all the Baron Bunnies to like build it up. And then you have 4-piece Noblesse on her, and you pop her burst, and then you get like all these buffs all at the same time for your party. Movement speed, attack. Like it sounds like it's pretty fun. It sounds like it's pretty cool. But that's like, it's a little something in the notebook, the theory crafting. You know, something I'm gonna try out. But maybe I'll have a video of it in the future sometime. But for now, this is what I'm rocking. For her talents, 8s across the board, technically 11s for these two. Normal charge attack stuff, normal attack stuff, or whatever. And then her explosive puppet is her skill. So Baron Bunny's got a few interesting quirks to him or her. So it taunts the enemies nearby, so it draws in aggro. Very useful. It's a little underrated. Like when there's a big group of enemies and they're all like focused on that, it's really a fun time when they're all watching Baron Bunny dance and attacking it. And Baron Bunny has HP, which scales off of Amber's max HP. Don't for a second worry about building Amber with a bunch of HP. Baron Bunny does have like a timer, so like even if you have like a crazy amount of HP on it, it's like irrelevant. And against like some enemies like aren't gonna care about Baron Bunny, so it's like if you build it for HP for the aggro, it's not gonna matter. So don't even bother. And when it's destroyed or when its timer expires, it explodes, dealing AoE pyro damage. When you hold it, you can throw it farther. And this is the stats on it. It's pretty simple. The HP is like whatever, but the HP actually does go up, which is funny. You can ascend that to be even higher. The explosion damage is not counting the extra 200% from the additional like Constellation 2 of hers. So it's like 434 at level technically 11. And like I still have like 2 levels on her. I'm probably not going to do it anytime soon, but if you did, like I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. I'll probably look it up real quick, but I'm not going to. But that's a pretty solid like let's say it's like 260 something. Like I don't know what it is, but assuming like it's that, 2 of those, 2 explosions with an extra 200% each at 260 base. That's like 460 times 2 is 920. Quick math, I'm pretty good. That's some pretty solid damage. Or calculations for damage. And her burst is extremely complex, so don't confuse this. So she just fires a bunch of fire arrows. And I don't know what the per wave means, because it's like it just goes, and like you can see here, like duration 2 seconds. Like what waves are you talking about, bro? Like 90, like 960, like what's going on? But the damage isn't like too insane. But on top of the burst, and if you get like some like reactions down, it can be really cool. But I mainly use her burst, and then after I've gotten a little buff from it, then I'll throw it on the Baron bunnies. But it's best to use the burst after getting a shot. That's from this talent, but we'll go in order. So her first ascension talent increases the crit rate of fiery rain by 10% and widens its AoE by 30%. So it was like it's a pretty small range, and with this, it's only slightly less, not smaller. Which you know, it's not gonna be like you're not gonna have like Ganyu's burst range. Like this is a free-to-play character. You're not gonna get anything insane like that. But this certainly is a huge difference from the original fiery rain. Like using this is like after you get this, it's like whoa, that is a big change. And the 10% crit rate is like, that's nice. I wish it gave you crit and rate and damage. I think that would have been pretty cool. That would kind of fit the aesthetic a little bit more, because you know then it's really finding its target. But it is what it is. And then precise shot. So if you hit a weak point, it increases your attack by 15%. So you can hit like a headshot or something, or if you're fighting a ruin guard or those kinds of enemies, you hit them on the little weak point, and they fall down. You hit fiery rain while they're sitting down, and then you've got all these buffs going on, and you throw down the explosive puppets. Maybe you have some like hydro application, or you have some like fire application, whatever's going on, and then like Rosario's burst, because it has quite a few ticks, so you're just going along with that, and you're in for some pretty solid damage. Yeah, I'm sorry if Bennett's C6 was bothering you this whole time. But yeah, that's gonna be it for my Amber build. There's definitely a lot of like theories that I have in mind for her. She very much reminds me of like a very like low tier but like moderate amount of potential character. Like I think there's a lot of fun things you can do, and I definitely have used her since the beginning, and it's been a lot of fun playing her. But that's gonna be it for this video. Make sure to check out some of my other builds and guides, and check out some of my tier list and whatnot. And thank you for watching. Take care.